risk. Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the terrific Tuesday, the January 2nd edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure to have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much, much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. That's the number. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. We can just let those fingers of yours do the walking. That means go ahead, rifle off an email to me, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den and our YouTube channel, any pings will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a little bit of a mixed bag, a little bit because the weak link out here is the NDX 100. It's off 11 points, trading out at 95.88. Otherwise, all the indices are in the green. Dow's up 174, about 0.7%. S&P 11, 0.4%. Russell up a little over 1% or 15 points. Semi's up 15, about 0.9%. To the downside, you've got gold off $13, silver down 58 cents. That's a 3% move to the downside, so we'll certainly have to check in on that. Light sweet crude is up $1.09, trading out at 36.53. 30-year Treasury back 17.30 seconds out there, leading the charge dollar-wise. The upside, Grayscale Ethereum up $31 or 23%. Restoration Hardware up $30, 14%. Wayfair up $22, 14%. Carvana up 16, 17%. We've got some movers. We've also got some shakers out there. Shaking to the downside, you got Equinix off 17. That's a little over 2.33%. AutoZone is off $13, or off more than 1%. MSCI Inc. off $8. Ring Central down 8. Tesla is off 8, around 8. I'm just rounding out there, but you kind of have the feel. Lots of 8s out there, crazy 8s. Hey, how can I mean, we should pull out the deck of cards and play crazy 8s out there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and show the charts out there. I suppose that would be a good idea. Mr. Bill, thank you for having my back out there. So there, we got the charts rolling. So let's take a look at the weak link out here. What did the link? I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you for an answer to this question before I even post the chart. 30-minute NQ weak link out here. When it formed its bottom this morning, what pattern do you think was present? What do you think? What do you think out there? Now, some of you know, because I know from the emails that I get, I know some of you actually know. Yes, you're exactly right. It was that good old-fashioned TD 9-count pattern. For those of you that didn't know the answer to that, well, let's go take a look at what was going on inside the weak link, the NQ. Now, didn't have any kind of topping signal out here. That's okay. What the different patterns that I use out here, when they're present at tops or bottoms, give you the increased odds of that taking place. Doesn't mean it's going to be at every top and every bottom out here. But if we do take a look at the NQ, what the NQ did was it first busted through its first level of breakout support. That was at 95.69. Once it did that, when price breaks through one level of support, it will typically seek out the next level. In this case here, it was 95.0575. Well, as that was being hit, guess what else was going on? Bar number 9 of the TD 9 count. Now, there was one other thing that was going on. It exists. So that is at 11:30. So here I'll put my crosshair there. You look down below, you'll see we're at 11:30. Let me show you what else was taking place just moments after that TD9 count pattern was unfolding. And here is the 30-minute time frame for the NQ, taking a look at bullish and bearish crossovers. And what I'm referring to here is we're taking a look at all the constituents inside the NDX 100. We can call it the NDX 109 as an example out there. And when more of those constituents are trading above the top of their 30-minute profile versus below the bottom of their profile, we'll see crossovers, and vice versa. The bullish crossover is when we see this greenish, bluish line make the cross. Now, right now where I'm at is at that crossover. That was this morning. And what you'll see, if you look in those little data boxes out there, just the movement of the desk. Sorry about that. I was going to go back right to the 11:30 time frame. Let me see if I can get it back. There we go. You had 18.81% of the instruments trading above the top of their 30-minute profile, 17.82 below. But the point here is we were getting positive market breadth. We still have positive market breadth as the NQ is testing a very key level out here. So let's go take a look at what that real key level out here is for the NQ. And this is Stevie's other line, the green/red line. Now, we can see that it changed colors just about an hour ago, and we know that there is an eventual test of price in that. Well, that's ongoing right now, and to close above Stevie's red line, it's at 95.88, tells us what? Tells us that price wants to continue moving higher. So you put together on a short term, we're just looking at a 30-minute time frame chart. You put this together with a 30-minute time frame chart, it says we want to go to higher prices out there. And those higher prices on the close above Stevie's red line will take us up to 96.13. 96.13 is the top of its profile. It's daily. It's a bullish structured profile that price is trading within. Now, if price can close above that, we know that the sellers are there. But if price can close above that, then we're looking at a run all the way back to the 96.53 level. That's that TD breakdown area that was set up by that TD9 count. Now, it was only the NQ, which was the weakest index this morning, that was making that pattern. For example, if we go take a look at the ES Mini, you would not have seen the same thing. So here's the 30-minute time frame for the ES Mini out here. Price never got down to its breakout level, which is at 30.37 out there. But if we take a look at its market breadth, so now you got 500 instruments. Let me pull this back over here for you, and let's switch it over to the S&P 500. It's only the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 that I can do this on. So did it change over? Yes, it did. Okay, good. Now let me get rid of that little price bar down at the bottom. So we had the bullish cross here take place at... We just had one take place here at 12:25, so about an hour ago. We've seen a little bit of jostling around, but here's the point. On a 30-minute time frame chart, now for the ES Mini, where is it headed to? Hey, as long as price closes above Stevie's green line, which is about 30.64 out here, we should see a move up to 30.69 and or 30.75. Those are its next profile levels. And it's a bearish structured profile, so 30.69 could be an area of resistance. We know that there's both sellers and buyers there, and only sellers sitting at the 30.75.50 level. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the Taz Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The Taz Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 200, S&P 13 points out there. EKS in our YouTube channel wants to take a look at the instrument UNFI, that's United Natural Foods. I believe they're coming out with earnings, and I suppose you're just interested in, what are buyers and sellers communicating to us? Well, here's the daily, weekly, and the monthly time frame. You can see a resistance up at 2338. That's the top of its daily profile out there. So it's only a level of resistance right now that is identified to us. Because price is above the top of the profiles on the weekly and on the monthly time frame. So those remain bullish. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily bullish, because we've got to go find out, did price stop up at this high in the daily or the weekly or the monthly for any reason out there? Let's pull over the daily time frame chart with Stevie's other tools out here. And as we take a look at them, I don't see a pattern. Now, we can see the bottom formed with the Rhodes Momentum Indicator. Let me go ahead and I don't have my automated, I actually have that system working today, but it's not working properly, and I don't have time to reset everything. So in any event, wave number 3, letter C to the upside out there. So that's not stopping things. Price above Stevie's green line. So all looks good out there. Let's put up the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart here is going to show us what? I don't know. Let's go find out. There it is. There's the culprit. So this topped on a weekly basis with that TD9 count pattern out there. So what you're looking for is so you got earnings coming out. That's your resistance level. And any close above that, and that being 2338. And we know that we also have resistance at 2338. So that's where the sellers are in the daily. We know that's where the sellers are on the weekly. Why? Because of that TD9 count. Now, if price can overcome that 2338 area, well, this is telling you wants to shoot all the way up into the 35 range, but it hasn't proven itself to you. So with regard to earnings out here, you know that where the resistance level is at. That's about the best that I can do for you. So EKS, sorry that we weren't able to get to that over the past couple of days, and thanks so much for waiting. We have a question here from Bose Dan out here. That's Dan from Bozeman, right? Or Boston. But let's go take a look at, or neither of those. But let's go take a look at ticker symbol CRDF. And the question is, CRDF blasted through the overhead resistance you mentioned during the last review. Steve-O, what's next for this? So that is Cardiff Oncology, trading out at 356. It's above the daily, the weekly, and the monthly profile out there. Of course, this month just began, so any close above 294 would be a good thing. That's the top of the monthly profile. So let me get this going on my other tool, CDRF. And let's see what we can find out here. So the question is, what's the next level? And this is a real problem. I think when we looked at this and I started pulling back the weekly time frame out here, this has virtually no volume. I don't know if this was a reverse merger. I don't know what this was, because when I really pull this back further, you've got a lot of price action with no volume at all to speak of out here. Not that this couldn't have been this equity, but when you really take a look at it, here, just when I say really take a look at it, it's had to be reverse merger and the whole thing, because it's not likely. It's possible. That sounds like Jim Comey, doesn't it? That liar. That stinking liar. In any event, out here, if we take a look at this, because this is telling us that this sold for as high as $978.15 on June 8th, 2015, and you're at 354 right now. So a lot of stock chart information out here. Yeah, somebody says it reverse splits multiple times out there. Okay, maybe for a trade, but be careful. Be careful with something like this. So anyways, let's pull over let's just look at the technical patterns. And so in this case here, 346 and your 354. This is the weekly time frame out here. That's your breakdown resistance area. If price can close above that on a weekly basis, then you're looking at 583, and above 583, then you're looking at 702. So those become, you're really asking, what are the next levels? Those are the next levels, courtesy of the weekly time frame. So be paying attention to that 346 area. It hasn't been tested yet, other than this week, so I don't know how strong of a resistance level that is. You're in bar number 5 on a weekly basis out here of a TD9 count, so no topping signal there, but resistance 346 nonetheless. If I pull the daily time frame back out here, see if there's anything else that shows up for me, and there's really not. So you've got your levels. Boston Dan out there, and best of luck with the trade. I guess on the daily, I should do the wave count here. Let's do the wave count from that TD9 count bottom out there. So you're in wave number 7. Oops. Okay, I'm glad that I did that. So you've got wave number 7. That can be a topping signal. You know that. Basil's rogue wave out there. And you're on that weekly basis right at that resistance. So just to tighten up the stop out there, if you are long, the average daily range on this over the last 10 days is, where is it? 35 cents out there. So you're at the 80 level, so you really should have a stop. I would say, well, you're managing the trade, you're doing well on it, but a stop would be 35 cents times probably 1.618 less today's close, and that would be one way to take a look at an adjusted stop for something that you have made, 400%? Something like that? Maybe more than 400% out there. Okay, let's go to our next request out there. I think I've gotten Steve, ROK, I am long. So what is that Roku? No, I don't know what ROK is. Or is it Rockwell Automation? Is that what, so you're long with Rockwell Automation. This is Satish in the Tiger's Den out here. And so on the daily, the weekly and the monthly, are above the profiles out there. So that is a bullish. In the daily, it's just consolidating between a bearish structured profile that formed a couple of days ago. So your resistance out here, Satish, is 219.24, and your support is 210.94. So fairly narrow range out here. Again, the ticker symbol there, folks, is ROK. Of course, I say that because I'm typing that symbol in on my other charts out there. So that's what we call a strategic pause, so I can get this thing populated out here. It's trading around 217.33, so this chart has a slight delay. But here's what you know, I don't see I take that back. This has a This has a sell the D point. What do you mean, Steve? Well, let's take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern out here for Rockwell Automation. And there's several A to B equals CDs. I'll just do this one out here. This one takes us up into the April 9th level, a retracement down into April 15th. You can see here we're above the 1-to-1. But there's your sell the D point. There's your bearish engulfing candle that confirmed that pattern, May 28th. Now, that's all that it did. It confirmed a top. What have we seen take place over the last 3 days? We've seen price pull back. And do what? Test Stevie's green line at 214.89. So even though you've got to sell the D, you're really wedged in here between support and resistance out there. I wouldn't take the trade off. If you were long, you are long this out here. Of course, I don't know your time frame. Your time frame might be the weekly or an intermediate term time frame, and therefore the daily chart appears to be just noise to you. Well, when we put it on the weekly chart, now it's less than noise. Last week was bar number 8 of a TD setup 9 count, which we know. You and I know. We've watched it all the time. Those 9 counts, bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9, they can be tops or bottoms out there. You'd never add to a trade when you're going into bar number 8, that's for sure. Tighten your stop. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by BAM! As well as
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks, nearly every indice in the green. The Dow or the NASDAQ is off about 2 points right now, trading out 95.97. We had a request from John in Sarasota. Want to take a look at two different instruments. Wanted to take a look at the ES Mini, and then also wanted to look at, if I've got this right, Land's End, ticker symbol LE out there. So let's go take a look at the ES Mini out here. The very first thing I do want to alert you to is the fact that the profile that did exist yesterday and on Friday, when it began for the ES Mini, after I reset my system later this morning, about an hour ago, has vanished. That means it's not there. That means, John, and each other person out there, there was a bullish structured profile with resistance, and I think I've got the resistance level marked on my chart out here. But I want you to know that there's no profile out there. That's different than the Dow. We're taking a look at the Dow right now, even though you didn't ask about it. But if you look at the very right-hand panel charts, you can see both the Dow and the Russell 2000 are sitting right where the sellers are at right now. Now, the sellers haven't done a great job, but they have defended what they were supposed to do, which is the top of those profile levels. That's 28934 and 1668.89, respectively, out there. Well, wait a minute. That can't be right. Hold on a minute here. 142198. Thank you very much. And then as well, you've got 25622. Sorry about that. Just had my cursor in the wrong spot out there. So you've got things sitting at resistance inside the NQ. That's not the case. We're in its all-time swing point high, which ranges from a high of 97.80 to a low of 95.46 out there. But once you close inside and there is no three-drive pattern, that has since gone. I can see when I had to reboot everything, some of the old things that I had taken away are still out there. So let me just get rid of that. So there is no real resistance level here inside the NQ, other than getting all the way back and making that 100% move. That's at the 97.80.50 level out here. But John had asked me about the ES Mini, so let's get right to that. So on the ES Mini out here, John, the level or price area that you're going to want to watch today is the high of this TD9 count. That's at 3065.50. We're at 3065.50 as we speak right now. And a close above 3065.50 would negate the TD9 count pattern, and then it would give us a price projection of the 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD pattern that we have displayed out here, and that would get us into the 3171 area. So the price level to be watching come 5 o'clock inside the ES Mini is going to be 3065.50. If price trades below that, well, then the TD9 count pattern remains in effect out there for its daily time frame. On a weekly basis for the ES Mini, we don't have that pattern. We don't have any real topping signal out here, and price is back above the area where it had broken down from its breakout level on a weekly basis at 29.82. So I don't have a pattern out here to identify a top on a weekly level. The reason why I bring that to your attention is because whereas I don't have a topping signal here in the NQ, nor do you out here, price above Stevie's green line. We are in wave number 7 or 6. That's letter F on my screen out here. Whereas I don't have any kind of a topping signal in the daily time frame. We pull out the weekly time frame. Well, voila, we do. What's that voila, Stevie? The voila is a TD9 count pattern. So if in the month or the week, this is the week. So if as long as this week the NQ, I just had to make sure where I'm at, closes above 92.1825, you'll have a TD9 count. Now, is this important with regard to the weekly chart for the NQ? Well, you make the decision. If we take a look at prior tops out here, you go back to August 31st, 2018, TD9 count top. That worked. That went ahead and said price lower. If we take a look at the most recent time, that's going to be our February 21st time period. TD9 count top, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on a weekly basis with price moving higher, doing less relative energy in that dark cloud cover out there. So you're coming into bar number 9. It could be bar number 9 or the bar following 9, but that would suggest on a weekly basis, the NQ trying to make a top this week or next week out there. Something to think about. So back to the ES. I don't know what else John wanted with regard to the ES Mini. We took a look at the short-term chart. There's really not too much more that I have. However, out here, I watched the 5-hour time frame. The reason to watch the 5-hour time frame is price began, this is at 9 o'clock this morning, began moving higher, doing less relative energy out there. Now, that's not a problem. But if by 2 o'clock, that just gives us another 35 minutes out here, we were to see a bearish reversal candle, well, then that would say anticipate a retracement, a pullback to where? 30.25 to 3,005 to possibly 29.65 out there. You need to wait for the bearish reversal candle. So you've got the 2 o'clock session, you're going to have the 5 p.m., and then you're going to have 11 o'clock tonight. So I'd be watching that for some type of signal, John, to the extent that you're up and you can take a look at a 5-hour time frame chart for the ES Mini. Now, the reason why we bring that to your attention is we take a look at the NQ. Its 5-hour time frame chart has already confirmed a TD 9-count pattern. Now, the last time the 5-hour time frame for the NQ confirmed that pattern, well, worked really well. It sent price back to where? Right to where it broke out. 93.1975. Yeah, I know, intercession on a 5-hour time frame. Price had pushed below that level. But really, the body of the candle is truly the essence of price out there. And it's why you need to wait for a candle to close if you're going to make a decision about a pattern that is in that time frame that you're looking at. Because if you make it early, you could be doing the right thing at the wrong time. And you know what happens when you do the right thing at the wrong time? Yeah, you get crushed. So you got to be patient. You just wait it out here. And so the NQ's got a topping signal on its 5-hour time frame. Let's wait to see how that plays out and try to tie that into the Rhodes momentum indicator signal we have in the ES Mini. The other 5-hour time frame charts, not a zip. There's no topping signal that I've got there. John also wanted to take a look at ticker symbol LE. I believe I've got that right. And let's see, he was looking for some type of future contract out there, but I don't think so. But what do I know? I'm just going to go with Land's End. So Land's End, you're thinking about a long trade out here. Well, here's what we know about Land's End. Trading below the bottom of its daily profile. Not a great thing out there. Trading with inside the bullish structured weekly profile. And trading below the monthly profile. So you've really got a mixed bag out here when it comes to Land's End. So let's go take a look at that mixed bag. Hey, we got the weekly chart out right now. Let's just stick with it. What do we have out here? Now, I've got 2 squiggly lines out there because I knew I had to use this one chart to take a look at daily and weekly. So the one that looks smooth would be the right now would be the dash one. So that's the weekly. Stevie red line, if you will, oscillator and change line. And the one that's a little squiggly right now that's a solid line is for the daily time frame. I just see a sideways movement. I don't see any kind of significant bottom, so to speak, although I'm sure I could find the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside out here. You could even draw in a 3 drive to a bottom. Looks like a pretty decent 3 drive to a bottom pattern. I'll see if this tool will actually go ahead and pick that up. I can get it to pick it up. I just might have to. Oh, okay, great. So we've got that. So here's what the 3 drive to a bottom pattern looks like out there, John. So it looks yeah, that's nothing. So beautiful 3 drive to a bottom. Now that's on the weekly time frame. So let's go back to the daily. So if you're asking me, does this show bottoming signal? Absolutely. You picked it out. Now let's go take a look at the daily time frame. Try to figure out if you were going to enter, where are you going to enter out here? Here's your TD 9-count top. That just lasted for about a week or so out here. But here, let's get cut right to the chase. Hey, nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the daily too. Your buy point on this, 507. The TD 9-count breakout level. That is for Land's End. That's for John in Sarasota. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
About 5 requests in the pipeline here, so let's get straight to those. First one coming in from the Tiger's Den, asking me to take a look at the spot volatility index. Right now, the spot volatility index trading out at 27.18. It's down about 3 7/10% right now. But most importantly here, what you're watching for, so it's really kind of this odd pattern out here. We've seen the S&P 500 make higher highs. Now, the higher high I'm referring to is make higher highs since the trading session of May 12th out there. And we can see that if you just look at my crosshair. That's the actual current low in the spot volatility index. It's $26, even Steven out here. And we can see that we have not made a new low in the spot volatility index. What does that mean, Jelly Bean? I don't know. Now, usually I do know what it means when, because I take a look at the spot volatility index, but I look for this, and that's not present at the moment. Well, you'll be able to see that. I think you'll be able to see that. Give me right here, go to my VIX primary. And what I look for here for a clue as to a market top, what I look for here, I look for divergences. And that's what these green diagonal lines show. They show periods of time where the spot volatility index on a closing basis, that's key. Closing basis is making higher lows out there in the face of higher highs being made inside the market. Now, you can't use that as a timing tool, but what it is, it's like Paul Revere riding through your ears, okay, telling you the redcoats are coming. I mean, he didn't say they're going to be here in 5 minutes. Okay, or 5 days, or 5 bars, or whatever it might be out there. But so you're looking for those other signals, right? Patterns like we take a look at out here. So now we take a look at spot volatility. We can see here on a closing basis, we're making lower lows effectively. We don't have that same pattern that is in play out here. So what else can we glean from the spot volatility index? The most important level out here is that 50-day exponential moving average. That's priced at 34.62. If we see a close above the 50-day, well, then that tells us that the sellers definitely have control of the market. What else can we learn before we get to 34.62? Well, if we pull over Stevie's other charts here, the spot volatility can utilize the same type of patterns that you and I do. Rhodes Momentum Indicator Signal, TD9 counts, Chapman Wave counts out here. And what we can see is that when this did top, the spot volatility way back here on March the 18th out there, it was bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So really no surprise to you that the spot volatility index made a high there. Now we have a new TD9 count bottom, but the low is made on bar number 7, and Stevie looks for the low to come in on bars number 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So it's a TD9 count pattern that just simply establishes an area of resistance for us, and that resistance is 31.55. So pretty safe to say if we see a close above 31.55 out here in the spot volatility index, that's probably sending us more of a signal than anything else that I can see. So Mineko, if I pronounce that properly, inside our Tiger's Den. You look for comments out there. These are my comments to you about what the spot. And so, what's the spot volatility index telling us, right? What's the spot volatility index communicating to you and I? It's really pretty simple, generally speaking, out here, and that's the generally speaking chart. And this is the generally speaking chart that will convince you that paying attention to the 50-day exponential moving average is extremely important to you in helping to assess what is the S&P 500. What is the ES Mini doing out here? Because those yellow boxes, rectangles out there, they show you periods of time where that spot volatility index is above the 50-day exponential moving average. And generally speaking, what it means is you want to be short, not long. We're taking a look at the daily time frame chart out there. Vice versa, the green levels out here are periods of time where that spot volatility index is below its 50-day exponential moving average. And likewise, you see a market that typically moves sideways to higher. So hopefully, with regard to that full review of the spot volatility index, that is going to help you out. Let's go to some of our other requests out here. Paul wants to look at oil, crude oil. So sure, we'll go take a look at that. Let me switch over to a couple of other work areas out here. We get oil. Let's go take a look at oil, how it's trading in all of the forward futures contracts. So we can most certainly do that. You asked me to take a look, so we are going to go take a look. I've just got to find it. There we go, light sweet crude. So now when you take a look at light sweet crude, you can see what it's priced at in July, which is 36.47. That's July of 2020. If you're interested in buying the futures contracts that take you out to February of 2022, well, that's priced at $39.95. So about a $3 difference going out almost a couple of years out there. What do you think of that? But with regard to light sweet crude and where it's headed to, because that's really the question, isn't it? Well, if we pull over the July contract right now, that is the active contract. And we look at the weekly time frame out here, we see a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed out here with a nice little hammer candle. And this is giving you a price projection, Paul, of $43.15. That is very likely where light sweet crude is headed. Hey, let's go out and speak to John from Philly. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Steve, I'm doing very good. I was hoping you'd have time to help me with a very specific question on silver, please.
Yes, fire away.
Silver rallied nicely from that early May low up to the high yesterday, 1895. That happened to be within pennies, so effectively an exact match of the February 24th spot silver high as well. We're pulling back now. I see support, real good support in the 1815 to 17 and a quarter level, and should we pull back and hold in that level, I could envision the silver market staging another rally. The time-wise, undefined. Could be a couple of weeks out, that sort of thing.
Yes.
So that's what I'm working with, and I'm wondering if your work presents any data that we can focus upon as levels, a little bit low, a little bit underneath the market, that you would expect to hold if it's bullish, and if broken would tell you a different story, please.
Yeah, so, John, I love your values, and you're going to see this in a second out here. And so I'm totally on board with what you're looking at is really what we're going to look at as well. So you asked, are there any technical tools out here that would show other areas of support? So the first thing that we can see, well, there's a couple things, but one thing that I'll point out, we can see a little descending trend line that began back from, as you called it, the high from February 24th. And so we can see that little declining trend line. Now, price broke above this with a nice wide-ranging bar, and that was a few days ago on May 29th out there. So it was a close above a bearish structured daily profile. That was bullish enough to say that what silver should do, it should go ahead and complete an A to B equals CD pattern. So let's go ahead and price that in here. And the A to B equals CD pattern out here, at least the 1-to-1, gets us somewhere around the 1959 area. Now, the pullback today, so let's talk about that. The pullback today has been a test and rejection of the top of that profile. That's normally old resistance, or normally is resistance. But oftentimes, as you know, old resistance can become new support. So you've got the resistance of the top of the daily profile. Price didn't make it all the way down to that descending trend line, but that too would be another area of resistance out there. And so support, in essence, even though I use the word resistance, I believe at this stage we can say old resistance has become new support. And all that today has been, for the most part, has been nothing more than a pullback to support out here that is held, at least at this moment in time. Now, here's the conflict that we've got to be careful of. Because what's also going on as of 1:50. John, we're about to go to a hard break. Would you be kind enough to hold on? And we'll come
I will.
back.
Thank you very much.
You bet. We'll finish taking a look at silver. Hi-ho silver, by the way, as soon as we get back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Mineko and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Got the silver contract up for the 30-minute time frame. So in that last segment, John and I were taking a look at silver, pulling back to levels of support on the daily basis. How you kind of tie that in is you go look at the shorter-term time frame charts, see what signals are present. And on a 30-minute time frame chart, John, I just wanted to pass on to you that this formed a TD9 count bottom, and we should see a move up into at least 1840, 1844 out there. That's 1844 was the top of its profile. Now, the concern that I have, and it will really be about price action today and tomorrow, I would assume, is that we do have a bearish engulfing candle right now. I don't know what we'll have at the end of the day. But if we do, that bearish engulfing candle is confirming a Rhodes momentum indicator top. You had pointed out the high back in February, and that high was confirmed with a Rhodes momentum indicator top. So you've really got the same type of pattern that is playing out here. But the proof in the pudding that silver's going to be ready to really pull back anything substantial has to be a close below support. And so those other levels to give to you, John, would be 1780. That's the TD9 count breakdown level. Prices above it, old resistance, perhaps new support. And then Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line at 1794. So that was the slow way of getting really back to the numbers that you created out here. So does that help?
It does, Steve. I appreciate you going through all those details. That's exactly what I asked for. So tell you, I just will put out a hope and a prayer that it gets down to 1725. I'd like to buy it down there.
Okay, sounds great. I'll send a prayer for you. You bet. That was John in Philly. Had a request to take a look at I think I can squeeze in one more here. BBD. Oh, I deleted the chart. I guess I can't. Well, my intentions were good out there, but how can I do this? BBD, I think I can do it real quickly here within about 10 seconds time. Let me put this out here. I don't know what the request was, but here's what I can share with you. It's got resistance at $4 even, Steven. That's a TD9 count breakdown level. If pricing clear that, this wants to continue to move higher, but that is the resistance level right now. This is trading at $3.89 out there. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. 2 more great hours are left. Sorry for those folks that I wasn't able to get the request out, but I'm actually virtually out of time here. We'll try to get all those in tomorrow.